Hello Australia. It's wonderful that I can share this video with you of my trip over here in the Philippines to date. I'm still here. I am with Jairo Chavez. He is a wonderful young man, and we wanted to report to you about what's happening with the typhoon that went through. When I arrived here last Friday, everything was going well and fine, and then on Monday the typhoon began to come in, and we drove still to visit a church, but it was pouring rain, extremely windy on the roads and slippery. Last night at 3:30 I had an earthquake straight to my bed. Today I'm driving through a typhoon, pouring rain. And then everything, the centre of the typhoon went through Bacolod and the surrounding areas on Tuesday, and everything closed down. Things were flying through the air. There was blackouts. The streets were empty. No one was there. All shops and businesses were closed as the typhoon raged. And the winds were suggested to be 130 kilometres per hour plus, and it was quite wild. Wednesday and Thursday we went out and visited churches and pastors who had been damaged by the typhoon, and we also went to the youth campground.
On Wednesday we traveled somewhere, and we see a lot of big tree fall on the street, road, black, and some power line cut off, and there's still no power in our home, even in the church.
Some of the pastors had to evacuate, didn't they, into schools and the church,
yeah,
because their house was all damaged.
Yeah, thankful that the church is okay and no major damage. So some places still no power in some.
And they're
churches
suggesting 2 to 3 weeks, aren't they, before power.
And I hope that we can get that too soon to get back all the power, because it's really difficult for us to no power, no signal, no anything.
No internet, no phones.
Yes, especially water.
Yeah, no
because,
water.
Water is very important for us to use it for every day. But I think everyone is safe and no one is hurt. We're still alive.
Yeah, we're still here. We're still
driving in the middle of the storm, very strong rain, and somewhere there's a lot of big tree fall. Cover the road, and
so a number of the churches, part of the ceiling fell down, or the roof was lifted off, and so water poured in, and a number of the pastors had to relocate because their houses, the roofs came off, and they were sort of exposed to the elements. We thank God for the generosity so far. With BMi Australia, we've been able to help them with $2,000 from the missions fund to get the pastors, help them to supply food for their congregation, and also water, and start to do some repairs. But praise God, the one thing about it is they're all smiling, they're all praising God that everyone was safe, that no one was lost. There were quite a few lives lost as a result of the typhoon. They haven't said how many, because many haven't been found yet, especially up in the mountains where they had landslides and houses just slid away into the river and so on. Just want to encourage you to continue praying, but also if you can give, any bit of amount of a donation will be helpful to bless our Filipino brothers and sisters over here, because we are the Bethesda Ministries International family. We're one, and when someone suffers, we want to help them to get through that. But thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your prayers. I'll be flying back on Monday, and then heading over to Tasmania the next weekend for the Tasmanian conference. So I'm looking forward to catching up with many of our BMi ministers in Tasmania. So God bless you. And thanks, Jairo, for sharing. And thank you, Joy, for being the videographer. God bless you. Bye-bye.